And then you add 1/4 of a teaspoon of black. Oh, and I made a mistake on this. I'll put the instructions down below. It's a tablespoon of the glue. But like I said, I don't think it's all that necessary to be exact. I don't feel like it, but I mean, you can do it to your liking, but I probably put too much black, but for me, that looks good. See, it's about the same. And then you're going to transfer this one into your jar, and I'm just going to add it to this one that I already had because it'll hold it. You don't want this drying out. Sorry if I was out of frame. I forgot that I zoomed in. Sorry about that. I've been meaning to do this video. I saw this recipe. This is not my recipe, by the way. I saw this recipe a long time ago already. And I have a habit of doing that. Writing these things down and wanting to do a video and then never getting around to it. I lost my spoon. I need my tablespoon to measure. Okay, so that's that one. That's the brown. That's going to be your base coat for any of your... Now, the original recipe, she didn't use this glue. She used the regular tacky glue, but I bought this to use, so this is what I'm using. And I'm using it because it's yellow. I think this is not the one I bought. I think this is one I had around. And I don't think that matters either because you're gonna be coloring it anyways. So, sorry guys, I keep getting out of frame. So 1 tablespoon of the tacky glue in your next container with your joint compound and your sand, and mix that thoroughly. Not that thoroughly. I think it was a little bit easier to mix with the extra tablespoon of glue in there, but regardless, on to the next stage. Okay, so you've got that. You want to put in 1 tablespoon of orange acrylic craft paint. Well, I don't know if you can use other craft paints, but that's just what the recipe called for on mine. And you can tell how old my craft paint is by that. You can tell I don't use orange very often. Oh, I did take off my gloves. Okay, and then, sorry you guys have to be waiting for me to clean all my implements. To that you're going to add 2 drops of brown. So 2 drops of brown. I had my rag, but I don't know. Oh, here's one. Okay. 2 drops of brown and 2 drops of red. And like I said, you can make this to your liking. This is just the recipe, and like you see, I didn't follow exact. 2 drops of red and mix them up. And I have my sand over here. Sorry. That I spilt a while ago. So mix that up. And then it says to tone it down a bit, add a drop of black. Just 1 drop of black. And that's actually 2 drops, but. And then to warm it up, you add 4 drops of yellow. And if I can find, that's another thing, I'm going to count that as 4. If I can find where I found the recipe, it wasn't on YouTube, I think it was on Pinterest. If I can find the recipe, who did the recipe, I will put that down below as well. So there it is. And that's the orange. Gotta have, well, sorta. This one's not mixed up. But if you mixed it up, it's kind of more of a brown. This one's kind of more of a brownish color. So maybe it's a good thing that I did this, because I can mix those two together and you can experiment. I mean, that orangey doesn't look real rusty to me, but you can play with it and see, now mixed up with that one, it's a little bit, which I think I had a little bit more brown in the other one, or black. And then your last one's going to be your yellow. I just need to toss that. Okay, so this will be the last one. You want to add your, this is to your concoction here, your sand joint compound, and your tablespoon of tacky glue. I'm using the clear, like I said, but you can use the other one. Let's put that there. Mix that one up. To mix this up. My boy is calling me on the phone. I'll call him right back. It takes a little bit to mix all that up. And to this one, you're going to add a half a teaspoon of yellow. That's a little bit more than a half a teaspoon. It's more like a teaspoon. Get another. Got carried away. Okay, so there we go, half a teaspoon. Because this is a teaspoon. And I can't see my markings on there, but it is a teaspoon. Yellow. Half a teaspoon of yellow. And then to that, you're going to add 2 drops of orange. Just 2 drops. And that's it. I'm going to add a little bit more of this because it doesn't seem like, and that's what I'm saying, you can, it doesn't seem like it's wet enough. So I'm just going to add some more of this to it as soon as it comes down because it's almost empty. That's over there while I'm mixing this up. Doesn't seem like it has enough. To it. This is what that looks like after it settles down a bit. Try to add a little bit more. Come on out of there. And then I'll add it to this because I want to save it. And so I'll just add it to my, because you want to keep it in the container. This one looks a little bit grittier, but after they settle down a little bit, they are more like a watery consistency. Everything soaks in, and it's a little bit thicker than I want it, but that's okay because I can always add to it if I want to add to it. Let me get rid of all this stuff right here. Clean up this area here. And what did I do with my book? So, and that's it. If you've done this technique before, you know what to do and how to do it, but I'm going to just show those of you real quick who don't know how to do it, how I did this. And I use these filigrees here. I have added these to my shop. I'm going to start doing that now. I'm going to try to use things out of the shop, and then you know what I have in the shop. These are just a few of the filigrees that I have in the shop. This one is this here, and of course I put some of that on it, and then this one here. See? And I just put that on there. And this book, it was orange, and then I also have these clasps here, these little ones in the shop. It was orange, so I painted it black. And so you just take, and I don't remember what I spread it with, but I'm just going to use my non-crafty spatula. And you just spread it around. I didn't do, if you notice, I didn't do every area on this. I liked how it came out. This one here is a little bit waterier than I like. You gotta try it. Okay, so it's not real dry, but it's pretty dry. So I used the brown first, and then I just took the yellow and the orange and I applied them. Well, I had my thing up here that I use, and I took some off, and then I kind of just highlighted certain little spots. It doesn't take, I mean, this whole batch here will last you a long time. And if I got a little bit too much, then yeah, see, it's not dry all the way. But that's okay, because with this, there's no messing it up. You can just dry it and do a little bit, and that's basically all I did. See, that's too much yellow. And if you make a mistake, and it's not gonna work because it's wet, but if you make a mistake, you can just cover it up with the brown again. And that's basically all I did, was I just kept adding the different colors after the bottom part was dry. And then that way you can see exactly how much of what you want where. And if it's a little bit too much, then you just and I use my fingers, but you can use a brush. It might be easier with a brush, with a stiff brush. I think on the other side I did apply the brown with a stiff brush. See where this yellow is? It's just too bright right there, I think. And I got orange in my yellow, but I can mix it up. And then you just dab it. I'm just getting a little bit out and just dabbing it. And it's going to be up to you how much, where, and what you want, and how you want it to look. But that's basically it. Super simple. You've probably seen those techniques before. And I did just the same with the filibrees. I just put my brown on there. I dried it or let it get dry, and then did my orange and my yellow. And that's basically it. That's how I got this look. And so I hope that helps those of you who want to make your own paste. I think it's a lot more reasonable than the other way. So there it is. Do it yourself rusty paste. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I will be checking in with you guys soon. I have a lot more things to share with you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.